Welcome! This is Jack City Garden. I post videos about gardening. I also post occasional videos about DIY and cooking and generally improving the spaces that we inhabit. I love gardening, so I spend a lot of time outside, and most of my videos are about improving the outdoor space.
Last week I gave the fence on this side of the house a much needed makeover. I painted the fence using a brush and a roller, and I found it's a lot easier than what I was going to do, which is use a sprayer. I have a little time off of work, so I'm trying to cram in as many projects as possible. I'm really dying to update this work area and make it a little more chic. But one thing at a time. I'm not done painting the boundaries or the fences yet, so I'm going to get started on this one. I really like the style of this fence, don't you? This is going to take us a while, so I figure I would take this opportunity to tell you a few things about myself. I am Jack City Gardener, and I have been gardening in this space for about 4 years. And I think this is the first year that I'm really getting a hang of things, and I can see my vision coming to life. I'm not quite a pandemic gardener, although it could seem that way. I started right around 2020. I moved into this home in 2018, and I started really gardening the spring of 2019. Once I really got a hang of things, and I was very lucky to have this blank space and parents who are avid gardeners and showed me the ropes. So that's done. And this is the fence all painted. I think it looks so much better and cleaner somehow. It does a really good job creating a backdrop for the rest of the space. So now I'm just gonna, maybe fiddle with things for a little while. That's kind of the way I do things, is just putter and fiddle and move things from spot to spot until I'm really happy with it. This area here is my roost. When the weather is good, I sit in this hammock. The hammock is missing. This is the hammock holder. And the shade from the trees in my neighbor's yard and the tree just to the right of where I'm standing here really do a good job shading the space. And then behind me, I'm forming a tropical garden, so it's a nice view. Okay, so let's try putting this here. A little side table for our drinks here. And I've got a pot of mint that'll keep the bugs away, hopefully. Little conversation chairs. And I suppose I'll just set this here. Perfect. Just when you think you're done, you remember you have an entire retaining wall to paint. So now I'm turning my attention to the front yard. This is the front walkway. I have interplanted the pavers here with this lovely stone crop, or what is it called? Lemon lime sedum. And I really like the way that it looks, especially now. It has turned into this like pillowy, hillside, this like tiny little countryside. But the problem is that to walk on this step can be a little bit frustrating when you're stepping over these billowing piles of sedum. So I'm just cutting it down a little bit, and I might even cut it down a little more than this and finagling with it until it makes sense to me. And wondering if gardeners end up with bad backs in the way that ballerinas end up with bad feet. I could definitely finagle more, but speaking of walkways, I'm remembering that the walkway to the back garden needs help. This isn't a permanent solution by any means, but I'm just sort of dealing with this the way that I can now and the way that I know how, with the tools that I've got. So I'm removing the pavers from this grass walkway, and I'm going to run the grass down with my lawnmower as best as I can. And the grass has gotten just a little bit too long for this lawnmower, but I'm going over it at the highest setting, and then again, a setting lower than that, and then again, a setting lower than that. The grass is unwieldy, so a trick that I have found to help with that is to take one of these rakes and to rake all of the grass blades in the same direction. It helps to remove some of the leaves that have kind of gathered in between the long grass. I put all of that debris under my bushes to feed the roots, and then I go back over the path again with my lawnmower. Here's another little bit about me. I was a theater kid in high school, so I know how rude it is for me to block you guys out and have my back to you, but I really just got focused on the task. And I tend to do that. I tend to just get really focused on the task, which makes videoing a challenge for me. Don't worry, you guys, we're gonna get it together. This is what the walkway looks like all done, and this might be one of my favorite places in the garden. That's it for this week, you guys. I'll be back next week to show you what we've done and how far we've come and what tasks we're working on next. See you then.